This will be a first for me. But building on some wisdom I heard, which I've also been doing, which is once I get a piece of knowledge or wisdom, I will, instead of expressing it or putting it out, I will chew it up in my mind, kill it, distort it, make it something it's not. Basically mind fuck it. So in the interest of not doing that, here's a tidbit. And I'm a little bit removed from the situation, so if you hear any reservation in me, part of that is this is a first for me, and part of that is I'm a little removed from the situation. So the situation was, my mom and I, we don't live together or anything, but there's this pattern of when I feel like I'm being forced in a societal direction instead of a direction that's true to me, and when I want to express that that truth, it's not welcomed, or it's judged, or it's not understood, whatever. That's the situation. And I get angry when that is not received by my mother. That's been a pattern, more or less, for well over a decade. I just turned 26, so I don't know how deep it is, but it's been there. And what I realized was what I really want is release. And then I realized also that the anger that is lodged or comes out in response, I was also subconsciously judging it. So this whole fucking 2.5 minutes is basically just to say, when there's an eruption or whatever, when there's a negative or an unwanted emotion or response, check to see if in conjunction there's judgment, because the judgment is resistance, and the resistance will keep it lodged despite you wanting to release it. So I don't know how to go about doing that. I know that I have been on a path of my own, and so it became apparent to me just in the moment that, hey, wait a minute, I'm angry. I don't want to be angry. I see why I'm angry, but I'm also like, alright, I can let this go, but I'm not. Why am I not letting it go? And then I realized I'm judging myself for being angry. like that's wrong. And so once I realized I was judging myself, I chose to as into it, and I got into it. As I chose, I'm going to be angry. I said I'm going to be this completely. And at the time I was playing a video game, and that energy was used in a way that, it was expressed without judgment, and it lingered for maybe, 5-10 minutes, and then it was gone. So the point of this 4.5 minute thing, and I'll reiterate it, is when something unwanted is experienced, check to see if you're judging it, because you probably are at a subconscious level, and that's just a pattern. And for those of us who want well-being, who are seeking change, you gotta stop the judging, because that'll keep everything in place, right? So It's human nature, right, to an extent, but yeah, just pay attention to what you're doing at a subconscious level, because if it's not making sense consciously, chances are you're doing something subconsciously. So check that out. All right, I'm out.